be aware of as we head out the door this morning. Otherwise, Philadelphia not expecting any problems as this continues to move its way through the midsection of the country. We've got another good day or two that we're going to squeeze out in the northeast. Same thing for Tampa, delay free if you're heading back from Gasparilla perhaps. And for Houston, and no delays, although chances for some of this moisture to reach that far south. But places we're more likely to see this, Chicago, just because of everything going on in the Midwest, and then some chances for rain in Chicago. And yes, it's rain. We're that warm out there. Denver, same thing. We're going to see delays possible with combinations of wind and possibly rain. In Los Angeles, similar conditions as this system continues to move through. So here's the one area in the Midwest. Of course, we have the other one on the West Coast. But as we zoom into a couple of these areas out here, where we're going to watch for Minneapolis, it's some showers that have been near town and now particularly on the east side. You head north of here, places like St. Cloud, Brainerd, North toward International Falls. There could be a little bit of an icy mix mixed in with all of this today. Omaha also seeing some showers as we get things going this morning, and then continuing southward. Well, if you're headed out on Interstate 35, just wet and stormy go of it. Otherwise, the mild weather.
All right, thanks a lot, Nicole.
Well, speaking of mild
and ice, and you really have to get to those central and northern parts of Minnesota and most of North Dakota before we see those more like Vegas, where a lot of people actually head in for Valentine's Day and the long presidential holiday. Well, that could be a little bit rougher as we get things going. So as we start off, we're looking at New York, not looking at any problems except maybe a little volume. Miami looks good. Atlanta looks good. So there's a lot of good out there that we can find. We try and do that on a Monday morning. But Dallas through the rest of the day with some of those showers and storms. Now, one line has already moved through, but more chances the rest of the day, delays possible. Las Vegas, I mentioned, not only the chances for the rain out here, but with that next system on the west coast, could actually be the wind that causes us a few more of those problems. And San Francisco, any little thing, we tend to see some of those delays. So more probable that we would see some of that with the rain out here. As we continue off then and take a look at our radar and a couple of those places you might be dealing with that around Salt Lake City. Well, this is great for the ski resorts, but a little snow around the region. So up and down Interstate 15, that might slow us down just a little bit out here. And then as we head through the southwest, needed rain still in a lot of cases, but Los Angeles starting off wet. San Diego through the rest of the day. Places like Phoenix, Flagstaff are just going to get dumped on in snow. So a couple concerns as we start things going today. And then there's that big line into the Midwestern portion of the country and more of the stronger storms later into today, and especially tomorrow that area expands even more. But we've looked at a couple areas this morning on that, and then the ice I think is going to be one of our other big concerns. We mentioned earlier that somewhere like Jamestown has already had a number of accidents with this area, so this is going to be the one part that's a little bit more treacherous. So as we take a look at a couple of our interstates for today, thoughts?
Well, you know, international